Some projects require simulations in live mode. Nothing else will work. Now, in explaining how an app works, the Sales Guru app relied on stock footage and Mocha from Adobe After Effects. I used stock footage from VideoHive and I used UI vectors created in Adobe Illustrator for this training demo. Now, you're not restricted to stock footage. There's actually an app called the green screen app, that literally turns your phone screen green. Then you have someone record you doing some gestures on the phone, and the result is equivalent to stock footage. And in the process, you save a couple of bucks right there. And this self-recording option is particularly helpful if you have some very specific UI layouts that you want to capture with unique gestures. Another thing is that if you have Adobe After Effects, then you automatically have Mocha Tracker. So to find it, go look under the animation tab. You will see it right there. It's called Baris. Now, before you begin this process of screen replacement, there are 4 key overarching principles that you need to understand of how this process works. Number 1 principle is textures. You have markers, you have rotoscoping, and you have chroma keying. Get these 4 principles all nailed down, and you're golden right there. The way tracking works in Mocha is that it captures or tracks a texture. Then that texture gets replaced with your own screens. Now, these markers here help in texture tracking for accuracy. Now, if you have hands gesturing on the screen, which you obviously will, this can be rotoscoped out with ease. And then finally, the green is keyed out to reveal the screens at the bottom. Once you've obtained your footage, preview it first to determine that it precisely matches your UI needs. Then bring it into Adobe After Effects, and I will assume that you have some basic knowledge of Adobe After Effects. Then identify in your timeline where you want to track, and then go ahead and launch Mocha. And make sure your UI screens are ready and set apart. Again, review the footage. Track areas where the hand does not interfere. Use the X-spline to create a loose shape with as few points as possible to avoid crashing. The next thing that you want to do is activate all the motion options here. Then track forward. Then once you're done, escape to stop the track. Then label it screen track. Now do the same for the hand. This is our rotoscoping process, which I alluded to earlier on. Now we need to mask the hand off. So first locate where it enters, then draw a loose track around it. And then select your motion options on. Make sure they're all activated here. Then maybe perspective can be off since our footage doesn't have too much of that hand perspective situation going on right there. Then you want to track back, escape when you're done. Then track forward, then escape once you're done. And then label this. Refine your track by going frame by frame to totally isolate that marker here, because this guy can be a headache to chroma key out. As much as I like markers, I kinda hate them in such situations such as this. Of course, we could track the whole thing, but it just depends on what your project needs are. So for me, I think this portion here is good enough for this tutorial. The next thing is to test how solid, how stable our track is. And to do this, we're going to go into the classic here, and then we're going to add a logo into the scene. Then we're going to go back to essentials. Oops, I labeled this wrong. Sorry about that. Now you're going to show the surface, and then you want to align these points as precisely as you possibly can to the edges of your cell phone right here. Pretty much this is a container of the conduit which will hold your UI screen. So the more accurate this is, the better for you. I cannot be more vociferous about. We have to get it right. And then once you're done, save and then exit. Import your UI screen, pre-comp it. Transform it so it fits to comp. Go to your tracked footage. Go to the Mocha effect and twirl tracking data. Click create track data. Select the screen track like so. Then OK. Everything else is good here. For export option, corner pin support motion blur is what you want to use here. Layer export, select your UI screen here. Then click to apply export. Scrub the timeline to the point where you made your track. Once found, add markers to denote in and out points. There you have it. Preview the motion. Now this looks weird as the hand is underneath here. Let us fix this. Make a copy of the footage. Drag it to the top of all the layers. Press UU in quick succession to reveal all keyframes. Then trash them all. Then twirl down the matte, visible layers. Keep hand track active and then X out. And then select all here. Feather 1 is good. Then click create AE masks and voila, use your hand. Next, we need to tidy things up here. First, make a copy of the footage and put it on top here. Call it plate. Then apply a key light effect to chroma key like so. Then take the same effect and apply it to the hand mat. And here is our result, a clean track. The X here can be further cleaned out by duplicating the footage here. Pre-comp it. Make masks to cover markers. Then bring the hand mat layer to the top. Finally, turn motion blur for all of the layers here. Then add another UI screen at the point where the hand taps to simulate the next screen transition. Do some color correction to match the UI screen to the surroundings so as to sell the shot. And that is about it. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. Thank you.